Hey everyone, I come bearing gifts. I'm about to show you the most cringe-addled campaign you've ever seen in your life. Why this exists, I don't know. I debated if I should even do this because I feel like people are going to back the campaign out of, I don't know, cringe. I don't know. Just the fact that I'm talking about it, but I can't not talk about this. This is a campaign from Matt Miner, who's a self-proclaimed SJW comic book writer and all-around weirdo. Uh, and he's monetizing hatred literally in the most literal sense that you possibly can. So we're going to talk about this first. Fatal is on Indiegogo right now. We passed 1,000 backers. I really appreciate everyone that helped support the campaign. So we're at 1,010 backers right now. If you haven't supported it yet, get in. It's a great time to back it. I added the t-shirt perk. So if you already have the book and you want to get the t-shirt, you can do so now. And yeah, just fantastic book. I see the names coming in, guys. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of people that want this book. And I don't know. It really is it's a hallmark. I don't know what's guys. It's huge. This is a big deal. So get this book. You won't regret it. Okay. You're going to regret this though. All right. So spoilers for Michael. So Michael Cohen, if you're unaware, this is going to get political. He's Trump's attorney, but he got sent to prison over the whole Russia gate, and whatever. He got sent to prison. Okay. He released a book that's basically talking about Trump. And so now SJWs are torn essentially on, how they should think and feel about this. So I want to play this video for you. We're going to pause it because there's so much to pause for. But first off, just see it's a book about Matt Miner sending postcards every day that spoil TV shows, movies, things like that. Anything that Michael Cohen would have missed in prison. Okay. That's the goal here. So not only that, because not only did he think it was such a funny and hilarious idea to send postcards to a stranger, he thought it was such a good idea that he decided to do it constantly for a year long. He did it. And then beyond that, he also thought it was such a good idea that he would make a book out of it that everybody else could see. This is self-indulgence, narcissism, and literal hatred for a man that was put in prison, and enough that he thinks spoiling movies. You think he's actually even reading these postcards, but spoiling TV shows would ruin his experience in prison or something. So this is on Kickstarter, and it is off to an abysmal start. Really, he's looking for $45,000. Why $45,000? I will never guess. How much does this book even cost? Not a PDF. Spoiler: one day, $35, and you get a book of this. Who wants this? Part of me thinks he made the goal 45 grand because he knows that nobody wants this, and he doesn't even want to make it. That would be embarrassing to send these print files to the printer. All right, but it gets better. It gets worse or better, depending on how you look at it. So he's got a 3-minute video that explains his campaign. We're going to buckle up. We're going through it together. Here we go.
Hey there, and welcome to the Kickstarter for Spoilers for Michael. I'm going to try and make this brief because I want you to get through the video and go pledge on the project.
While it is brief, it does not feel brief.
But obviously, if you continue watching, spoiler alerts abound for a plethora of movies and premium TV shows in the past year or so. So, my name's Matt Miner, and I'm a comic book writer and animal rescuer living in...
Pause there. Why did they always do this? I'm a comic book writer and animal rescuer. I'm a comic book writer and a environmental activist. I'm a comic book writer and they have to add something else to it that gives them SJW cred. I don't know what else you want to call it. I'm really an activist at heart. I care about puppies. I'm a good person.
In Queens, New York City. I'm also a leftist, tree-hugging, Black Lives Matter supporting vegan, and aging punk rocker. So, I'm not appearing on camera because due to quarantine I haven't had a haircut in like 6 months, but this is me after my last one. Also,
self-indulgence, narcissism, and hatred.
This project isn't about me per se, it's about how I gently trolled Michael Cohen for about a year while he was in prison. The day after Michael was sent to prison, I started sending him postcards with movie and premium TV show spoilers. Figured he helped ruin the country, so I could ruin some shows for him.
And this was such a good troll that he continued doing it for a year. Why? This is such a misread of comedy.
With the last few Game of Thrones episodes, which I guess I ended up doing him a favor on that one because, wow, that rushed ending really, really sucked. I sent him postcards pretty regularly for the entire year he was behind bars because I've done prisoner support work for folks arrested for political activity, and I know isolation from the outside world and just boredom are the real bummers inside prison.
So prisoners that are arrested for political activity, don't you see the irony? Like, you're...
So I figured there was a better than average chance he'd read my postcards, even though they were spoiling everything from the new Star Wars movies to Detective Pikachu.
Because I'm sure he was watching Detective Pikachu. I'm positive of that, right?
Now, my artist friend Sean Von Gorman thought it'd be a great idea to imagine how Mike might be taking these spoilers.
And this gives you a window into the mind of a political activist comic book writer. They think that their words have such heavy impact on the people that are reading them, and when they find out they don't, they just amp things up. I can guarantee you that all of these just went in the trash. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. But they want to feel like they're really impacting someone's life. It's the same thing anytime they put out a tweet that says you're a Nazi or something like that. They're feeling so happy inside because they think that this is the reaction that they get. They get joy and pleasure out of hating somebody because they hope that it hurts somebody. Now, Michael Cohen, I have no opinions on Michael Cohen. It's beyond the point. The point here is that he hates somebody enough to spend a year of his life. Why would you not just move on and do something else, write comics, do anything? But instead, you're doing this self-congratulatory hatred, fest. I don't know what else to call it. And then you're going to try and monetize it and make money off of it because capitalism sucks.
So we're making an 88-page premium full-color hard
88 pages, that's HH, just so you know.
Cover coffee table book of art and spoiler cards on heavyweight paper.
You hate Michael Cohen so much that you want a coffee table book featuring multiple images of him. That's what this comes down to.
We're cutting no corners, and we're going to make a gorgeous book full of art and postcards and tons of spoilers that were sent to Michael Cohen while he was in prison. I know Mike's in the news right now, spilling the beans on Trump.
This is where it gets a little funny as well, because, again, it's what is going on in his head does not match reality. Spoiler alert, Trump won the election.
But try to remember that this guy is not our friend. Sure, he's useful right now because he got in trouble and wants to sell a book, but this is a guy who sat through every racist comment, every sexist comment, every alleged illegal deal, everything awful Trump ever did, and still kept working for the guy. Michael Cohen is directly responsible for sliming Trump into the Oval Office and bringing the downfall of our country, so this bastard deserves 0 breaks. Even though, yeah, his book is interesting. I knew that.
Are you trying to say separate the art from the artist? Is that what you're trying to say, Matt Miner?
There was something just utterly sleazy about Mike ever since I saw this interview live in 2016.
You say it's not a shakeup, but you guys are down. And it makes sense that there would... Says
Polls.
who?
Most of them. All of them?
Says who?
Polls. I just told you I answered your question.
Okay. Which polls?
All of them.
Okay. And your
Okay.
question is?
So to the people who
So let's time out right there. Okay, let's time out right there. Remember what happened? The polls were wrong. Trump won. So why you would show this as evidence? This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. The polls were wrong. They were incorrect. You were wrong.
say he's trying to do better,
Says who?
and to the people who say we should just leave him alone.
Says who?
You should leave him alone, not because he deserves your mercy or something, or like these postcards matter. You should leave him alone because this is weird. It's unhealthy. You're obsessing over somebody. It's like the opposite. You know, when people fall in love with a celebrity and they think that they have some magical relationship or something and it goes to weird levels, you've got the opposite of that. You've got where you've fallen in love, you love hating somebody so much that you're going to obsess over them for a year and then run a crowdfunding campaign to celebrate how spiteful you are. This is weird. It's not okay. And the whole reason this is on Kickstarter is because you are trying to capitalize off of your political leaning. That's why you spent the whole first part of this video explaining how left leaning you are, explaining that you are an SJW. You did this because you thought it would earn you points and that you could earn money based off of your political opinions and affiliations. This is the problem. People get rewarded, comic book writers get rewarded for showcasing their political beliefs above all else.
That's right. Says who? Says who, Mike? Pledge today and grab yourself some laughs.
All right, so that was it. So that was Matt Miner, hate activist. He's selling hate, merchant of hate, and soy enthusiast. And this is the most cringy campaign I think I've seen. This is bad. This is worse than the Punch All Nazis book. I don't know who would possibly want this. I'm shocked that you found 35 people that want this. There's no way on this earth that you're going to make $45,000. The only way is if everybody mocks this so hard. If you find a way to get a sympathy vote, I don't see that happening. That was my only, the only thing keeping me from making this video. This is ridiculous. You might as well run the campaign about making potato salad. Making a potato salad, that campaign had more value than this. And again, this isn't about defending Michael Cohen. I really don't even care. What this is it's self-congratulatory narcissism. That's what this is. And you're trying to make a buck off of it. Because if you hate harder, that makes you a better person. Apparently it does. All right, so thanks. Appreciate you for watching the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and check out Fatal. It's on Indiegogo right now. We're in the last 3 days of the first 30 days. So it's a great time to back the campaign. And thanks very much. I will see you all in the next video.